Nerd Universe, and welcome to the 11th episode of Insert Nerd Topic Here. We're going to be talking to you guys about aliens.
That's right. This is the next episode in our species awareness series where we're talking all about different species from far and wide, from across galaxies, from on your own planet. You never know. But we're going to be talking all about different kinds of aliens found in movies, TV shows, books, video games, you name it. We'll try to come up with as many as we can possibly can.
We came up with quite a list for this one. We pretty much came up with just like our favorites.
Yeah.
Because we obviously want to have something to talk about. But I was having a major blank when we were getting ready to put this together. And I searched what movies have aliens in them.
I mean, the most
movies with aliens, and you'll never guess what came up.
Is it Alien?
Just
maybe?
Alien. The entire Alien saga came up, and I was like, I don't know what I expected.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of everybody's go-to thing when you think about aliens. It's either you think about the xenomorph from Alien, or you think about like Roger from like American Dad. Like,
or E.T.
Or like E.T. Like those are, I would say those are like the three stereotype aliens. Obviously Roger speaks English and is like a funny character. Like he's, you know, obviously all aliens are fictional characters, so we can't really compare them to an act. Well, we don't know. Yeah, I guess we don't know. That's true. But all aliens, at least for the most part, are fictional characters. And so we don't actually have a baseline of what an alien is, but we do have like the general stereotype of what pop culture has defined an alien to be.
What do you think is considered the quote-unquote stereotyped alien? Would it be like, you know, like either green or gray skinned, kind of human-like
big eyes, like, or big like blank eyes, kind of basically like what you'd see if someone just dressed up as an alien for Halloween. Like, I mean, I guess if you had like the alien mask like that you see on Halloween and stuff, it's just like a glow in the dark like mask with like big black eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that's pretty much the stereotype, but obviously aliens can come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes and species in themselves.
Because theoretically, if there's a bunch of different creatures out in the world, they probably don't look like us.
No, for sure.
Because even animals and creatures on our planet don't look like us.
Yeah.
So, clearly, I don't know where we get off on the idea that they're going to be like humans.
Well, I mean, some of them are like humans, but then if you take a look at, like, the xenomorph is, like, definitely not human-like. I'd say it's more insect-like than anything, but, like, giant and carnivorous. So, I don't know. I always think we get the idea that aliens are evil, or at least, like, I mean, they're foreign to us. Like, as the human race, aliens are, you know, we've never seen them before.
Right.
So I guess our first instinct would have them come across as hostile, but I don't know. There are definitely friendly aliens as depicted in some things too.
Definitely. As far as Alien goes, first of all, I have not seen this movie since high school.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too.
I've seen it once, and I saw it in high school because somebody told me it was a really scary movie and that I would like it. Mm-hmm. And I was not scared at all.
Really? I think it's scary. I wasn't like freaked out. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to get abducted by an alien in my sleep that night or whatever. But like, you know, it was frightening at times. Like the whole alien coming out of it, like the parasite thing coming out of the chest.
See, no, ugh. I was just like, oh, that's happening.
Yeah, but you, yeah.
That's a thing now.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's supposed to incite fear, and it does for the most part scare people. And I know we were watching this YouTube series called Defunct Land a couple weeks ago, and they talked about the alien ride that used to be at, what was it, Universal, I think? Or no, maybe it was Disney, I don't remember. But either Disney or Universal, and it was based on the movie Alien, and like it was like regarded as one of the scariest rides in like history.
I mean, to be fair, if there was something in a ride, like rides can be way scarier because one, you're involved in it.
Yeah. And it's not just, it's on a screen.
Things can come at you for sure because now it's like Like, yeah, 3D is cool and all, but this could touch you.
Yeah. Or like drip water on you, or like, I don't know, something.
You could have like heat on the back of your neck of it breathing.
Or it breathes smoke, like it has smoke, like smoke effects or something. Yeah.
All this spooky stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think the first alien I was introduced to might have been E.T.
Really?
Thinking back.
Well, I mean, that's kind of one of the older depictions of aliens. I mean, at least in modern pop culture that we consider today. And I'd say E.T. is pretty stereotyped. Like he's a pretty stereotypical alien.
I actually really hate the movie E.T.
Why?
Well, one, I haven't seen it again, like for a long time. But every time I see not a preview, a snippet of it, I guess, I'm like, oh, that's so cringy. And I don't know why.
Well, it is technically a kids movie.
Maybe that's why.
So I mean, you've outgrown it at this point, but you know, it being a kids movie. Oh, first of all, soundtrack, amazing because it's John Williams. Got to give it the credit for that.
I think you're biased.
You think I'm biased because I like John Williams so much? Okay, fine. But I mean, yeah, it's a kids movie, so I think it kind of wears off on the generations a little, but it is still a classic, and it is still regarded as one of the best, I guess, alien movies, and one of the best science fiction movies. It is definitely more kid friendly than most other alien movies, though.
And most of the ones we have on this list, now that I'm looking at it in this light.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure most of the ones we have on this list. But like something like Star Wars, for example, which has like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different species of aliens, I cannot name all of them.
I'm sure you probably could if you really
I could name a bunch. I won't name all of them because I will be here for an hour, at least.
I will not keep track.
But like, you know, think about that. Just the concept of there being a galaxy somewhere that's just completely populated with aliens. Now, to be fair, their galaxy also has humans from somewhere. But what if there's just a galaxy somewhere that has a ton of aliens, like of different species interacting with each other?
Like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right, just like Guardians of the Galaxy too, which is another good segue into Marvel stuff, because Marvel also highlights a lot of different aliens that, you know, that's pretty much as close as we can get to seeing them for real, because, you know, with the great CGI that Marvel has and with the great report that Marvel has with the public, basically, you know, that's pretty much as close to we can get as a accurate depiction of what aliens could be, at least somewhat close to us.
I really like how I feel like all of them are different. Like,
yeah,
even though most of them are bipedal, I just.
What do you mean, like on two legs?
Yes.
And yeah, okay.
But.
Yeah, I guess that's what bipedal means.
But I'm sure like there's probably some that are like just amorphous blobs, you know, just rolling around. Like what's that one in Star Wars?
The Hutt.
Oh yeah.
The Hutts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's a slug.
Yeah, but I would consider
Kind of.
that an amorphous blob. Blob.
Yeah, but some aliens are depicted as literally just being goo.
Yeah.
Like they're literally just goo aliens.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh well, that's not even.
What?
I was gonna say Monsters Inc., but that's not really aliens.
I mean, monsters, aliens. Okay, yeah. They cross, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like we're usually like, you know, they don't have hair, they don't have like scales, that they're just like smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's no way that's right. I mean, look at Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos is an alien.
Yeah.
He all crusty. So.
Yeah, I mean, wait, he's crusty? Hold on.
Don't tell me that he moisturizes his skin. He looks crusty.
Well, see, that's the great CGI that's being used in Marvel. Like he's supposed to look like a human.
I know.
But he's a Titan, so he's not a human. But so they actually like gave him like stubble basically on his face, which I think is really cool.
But do you expect me to believe that this big guy that's supposedly trying to save the universe doesn't moisturize?
Maybe all the Titans don't moisturize, you don't know?
Oh my god, that's why they all died.
Well, that and Thanos, yeah, had his way with them.
Because they didn't moisturize.
Okay.
It's an issue.
Okay,
people.
sure.
There was actually one movie that I saw that genuinely scared me. That was an alien movie.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I haven't seen this one in a while. Maybe I should start watching more alien movies.
They're fun. They're a good time.
The Cloverfield.
I have never seen this movie. Yeah.
All of the I think 10 Cloverfield Lane's the last one I saw. Or Cloverfield, whatever one's on Netflix, the weird new one in space.
Now, why did that scare you? Tell me.
Because, okay, honestly, you know what's the scariest part?
What?
It's not the aliens. It's the people and how they respond to aliens being here.
You're going to have to explain the premise to me a little bit because I don't really know.
I don't really, okay, all I can really remember, like, do not quote me on this, but most of it is like, it's in a bunker underground and they can't go out or else they'll get like attacked or seen or something. But she's like unsure of that. And so this guy is just holding her hostage down there basically. And like, you can't go out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more terrifying, I think, than the actual, at the end you see that it's like aliens and you're like, oh, there actually was stuff going on. Crap. But that was terrifying just from a standpoint of like, as a woman being like, oh, she's just being held in an underground bunker. That's cool, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can see why that would be terrifying.
Men, don't be creepy during the alien invasions, okay?
Yes.
That's not how to be.
You heard me. Don't do it. Don't.
You sound like you've had experience.
No, I have not.
But that was a good. I don't think I've actually seen the original Cloverfield, but I should because I've seen all the other ones.
Yeah. No, I've heard stuff about that series. I've heard it's really good and scary. So
10 Cloverfield Lane was definitely scary. The one that's on Netflix, I was not as impressed with, but it was still cool. I was still impressed with it, and it was interesting. When we were looking at different movies that are quote-unquote alien, I didn't think about this one as being an alien, but A Quiet Place.
Yeah, and I know that's a movie that didn't really scare you.
No.
Although I find that, I mean, that movie is sort of, I guess it's sort of different from the alien mantra because it could just be a monster. We don't really know for sure because they never specifically described it.
I guess it depends where you want to draw your line.
Yeah.
Between alien
but
and monster.
I personally, like, I like A Quiet Place as a movie, and the concept just freaks me out because I am not a quiet person, and I will never be a quiet person, mainly because I'm a musician. But that just, that freaks me out. And having aliens that basically, will kill you if you make a sound just
rip me to shreds. That
terrifying.
Would be so hard.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's trying to survive COVID now, but like, geez.
Oh my gosh.
If we had that alien apocalypse right now, that would not be great.
People cannot even handle staying in their houses without having something going wrong. They can't handle like buying toilet paper, and yet these people literally have to walk and she has to give birth while being quiet. She steps on a nail and she has to be quiet. I don't get it. Y'all try harder. Like
yeah, I mean,
oh my god.
Definitely if we had that apocalyptic society. By the way, second movie's coming out eventually.
Yeah.
I think it's coming out at the end of this year. But I'm excited for it. But yeah, definitely if we have an alien apocalypse, be more prepared.
Yeah. I think, okay, this is a big alien movie, I guess, where it's like, we're the monsters again. I feel like it's a pattern where
it's always we're the monsters.
Humans are the monsters. Avatar, that was on top of the charts for so long.
Oh, yeah.
Until Marvel. And I didn't even really, it didn't occur to me that it was like, yeah, that's aliens because it's all on an alien planet.
Yeah.
But, Avatar, the blue people.
Not The Last Airbender.
There's a difference. There's a big difference. But I really liked Avatar, and I've seen it, I think, a handful of times. And it's one of those I could watch over and over again.
I think I watched it, like, the second Disney Plus launched and had Avatar on it. I think I watched it, like, 4 times. Which is weird, because it's a 3-hour movie. And I don't know where I found the time to do that. But I love that movie. I think it's a really good movie. But yeah, I mean, just the thought of there being, like, once space travel and everything becomes more prominent, because it already is with the success of SpaceX and NASA doing manned missions again and that kind of thing. With all that happening, the ability for us to go to space is becoming more and more real. And, if we are able to leave our galaxy and find a new planet, this probably won't happen in our lifetime, probably not for another couple hundred, maybe more than that, years.
Dang it.
I know, I wish. But if we were able to go to other planets or things like that, like, what if it's an entire planet full of native aliens? Like,
But then we're the aliens.
but then we're the ones invading their homeland. Like, whoa. Yeah, then
Impact.
we become the aliens, basically. So there's a lot of movies that are like, okay, the alien comes to Earth, and that's like the main premise of the movie is that the alien finds Earth. But there's only a couple movies that at least that I can think of where we, humanity, go to the aliens.
Yeah, I think most of them are like, between Marvel and like, one of the books I have written down of War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all about aliens like showing up and being like, "What's up? We're taking over now." And it's like, well, how realistic is that that's what they're gonna do automatically? Is just try and ruin the place.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's probably likely that they'll try to make peace, at least. I mean, unless they're a hostile race to begin with, because some races are. But as far as we know, we might have been discovered by aliens at some point, but we just don't know it yet.
I think a good example of that's Doctor Who for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have like the Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
They're known for literally destroying galaxies.
Right.
So when they show up, it's like, oh, we gotta squash that now.
Right.
They're like roaches. Like
in suits of armor.
They're so yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really smart suits of armor. So
yeah, I love the Daleks. I think they're fun.
I love them too, but okay. I guess they're not technically aliens. It's the Cybermen.
Yeah,
technically they're humans, but they're aliens.
Humans turned into cyborgs, essentially.
Yeah.
By aliens.
Cybermen creep me out. That creeps me out more than anything.
Yeah, I don't like the Cybermen. Who are the like egghead guys in Doctor Who? What are they called?
Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Let me look it up for a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, I think a race like the Daleks, they're interesting because they're like such a like amorphous blob kind of creature inside just a robotic suit of armor that's capable of destruction, that kind of thing. They're like little Iron Men, but iron blobs.
Iron blobs.
Iron blobs on wheels. But I think it's kind of cool to think like even if there was a destructive race out there, maybe there's a race that's willing to protect us, like the Time Lords, for example. Like
Time Lords are really cool.
The Doctor himself is an alien.
Yes, a Time Lord, and I like the Time Lords because, unlike, like he looks like us, and but he's got 2 hearts, and he's got this ability to regenerate, which is what I think is really cool.
Oh, if only we had the ability to regenerate and had 2 hearts. Wouldn't that be nice?
I would so abuse that power. I'm not gonna lie.
So, did you find out what those aliens are called?
I'm still looking.
Oh, okay. I completely forget what they're called. If anybody knows, please let us know.
I will find it. I promise.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite aliens is Raxacoricofallapatorians. Mainly because I just love saying that.
And their neighbor, Clom.
Yes, and Clomians.
Clomians.
I don't actually know what they're called, but...
Yes, the really long name with the really short name planet.
Centaurans.
Centaurans, thank you. That's okay.
I was so close.
Centaurans, yeah.
I had an S. I was close.
Yeah, those guys are funny too. I like them. They also have armor and weapons and stuff.
They're little potato men. I like
little
them.
potato men. Yeah, pretty much.
But I think Doctor Who's a good example of using a bunch of different bodies.
Yeah.
Because there's like the Weeping Angels. Horrifying.
Oh.
Because are they aliens?
Are those even aliens?
Because they're on our planet, but they're
Right.
not.
Right.
And then there's like in the Silence of the Library where it's like the trees in like have like little spores and the spores are alive and have like created something that Those are creepy.
Yeah. There are some, but I like
Sebastian Narada. That's what it's called.
yeah. The things that I like about shows like Doctor Who or movies like Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever is that there's like good aliens and there's bad aliens, and like the good aliens will help either the humans or other good aliens, for example. Yeah, and I kind of like it when they're fighting at a certain point, because you're like, oh, these are two completely different species, who obviously don't get along, and some of them chose to help the humans, and some of them chose to be against them.
I just feel like we could talk about it. Just sit down, have a nice little conversation in whatever language it is that they have.
Do you know any alien languages?
Schlorp.
Schlorp.
I have no idea.
You want to speak Klingon?
Do you?
No.
Good. I was going to break up with you if you did.
I do not know how to speak Klingon. Thank God. I am much more of a Star Wars fan than a Star Trek fan. So.
What? If you want to learn Klingon, you can go to Duolingo.
That's right.
Not spons. And you can go try and learn a language for free today.
This is not a sponsored message.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Roger for a minute?
Of course.
So, if you haven't seen the show American Dad, which is a animated adult sitcom, I guess, very similar along the lines of Family Guy
from the same creators,
or The Simpsons or things like that. The show is hilarious, but if you don't know the premise, the dad in the show, Stan, he works for the CIA, and he helped an alien escape Area 51. And basically took him in, and he has all these different personas and stuff so that he can be disguised as a human in regular life.
I just love how it's like every time they mention like some new character, it's always Roger.
It's always Roger.
It's always Roger somehow or another.
You gotta go see Dr. Penguin. Oh wait, it's Roger.
And then there's always like
Ricky Spanish. Yeah.
He's got these different things. Like in the first few episodes, he like exudes this like green goo every once in a while, and that just goes away somewhere.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes he can like, he can breathe underwater, or he can like
he's explosive proof. He's fireproof.
Yeah, he's explosive proof, or like he can conduct electricity, and it's like it's just random stuff, and it's never the same.
And he's like 1,600 years old or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how old he is in the show. Yeah.
Beautiful little pansexual angel.
Yes, Roger is a hilarious character, and I think he looks sort of like a stereotypical alien.
I would think so. Yeah.
If you're looking for a good representation of a stereotypical alien, he's pretty up there. Obviously, he's animated, so you can't really, get super. He doesn't look that realistic,
right?
As an alien would, but he's not like he doesn't look like ET or anything like that. But yeah, he's definitely a good representation, and despite being a hilarious character, he is an alien, so he is worth talking about.
Oh, I just thought of an alien that's like the amorphous blob thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
Venom,
yeah, which we had talked about when we were talking with Caitlin in our Marvel episode.
I guess Venom's more like a parasite, but it's still like
it's an alien parasite.
Alien parasite, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's another thing about like. There's aliens helping humans, because I mean the Venom parasite or whatever you call it. I guess at first isn't helping. Eddie Brock. I was looking for his name. Like at first wasn't helping him, but then like the alien was like, all right, I guess I can hang around here for a while.
Once they figured out how to be together, it was more like a mutual agreement of survival.
Yeah, so Eddie literally has an alien hanging out in his body at all times, which is a little terrifying to think about.
But also, like, I'm so lazy. If someone could just like take over my body for a few hours every day so I could just like take a nap like, in the background, yes. I'd be down.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't eat any people.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, if you're down to eat people.
I mean, I'm not eating the people.
I'm going to start having to call you Hannibal Lecter.
Oh my gosh. The parasite is eating people. I just happen to be the vessel
host. You're the host.
In which it's eating things, sort of. Oh God. Okay. Anyway.
But yeah, that's another good example of an alien, amorphous alien blob. There is actually one alien that I like really hate. And because I only hate it. Like, I don't actually hate the alien itself, but I hate the fact that it exists in the Indiana Jones franchise.
Here we go.
Because if you haven't seen the fourth Indiana Jones movie, don't waste your time. It is not a great movie. The ending is just so bizarre because there's apparently been aliens living on Earth this entire time.
I would believe that, though.
In a hidden temple somewhere, and their UFO took off and left at the very end of the movie. But they weren't shown at all that it had anything to do with aliens. But the whole point of the movie, it's called Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, is they find this crystal skull. It does not look like, it looks like a human skull, but it's got like a long back of the head, which is a very alien thing to have. And they, have to find out what it's for. It turns out it's for this alien race that's lived on Earth this entire time. Why? No idea. But if you've seen the previous 3 Indiana Jones movies, which are all great, they are much better and do not mention anything about aliens. So I just think, this is my opinion, might be a hot take. I don't know. I'm sure most people side with me when they say, why would there be aliens in an Indiana Jones movie? But yeah, I just think it's so out of place and not necessary.
I've only seen the first one. I can't speak to that. I do have some good book recommendations for this, though.
Yeah, shoot away.
The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I'm not gonna lie, I read the first 2 books. I have not read the third one yet. But the first 2 ones were really good. And they made a movie. They made a movie for the Fifth Wave, so if you're not a book person, you can at least go watch the movie. Ender's Game is another great series. I know by Orson Scott Card. I know that the author himself is a little controversial these days for reasons I don't need to get into. But Ender's Game is really good. The whole series kind of falls off if you're not that into it. Like, the first book, good for everybody, all ages, I would say. Mm-hmm. And then...
Yeah, as someone who's only read the first book, I love that book. I think it's a great book.
But if I gave you the second book, you'd be like, what is this? It is not the same.
Right.
But I definitely recommend the first one, at the very least. You don't need the other ones. Not really.
It is also a movie.
Yes.
And the movie, I think, is good.
I sort of approve of the movie. I kind of wrote a big thing about why I don't, but... it's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. They just messed some things up that were kind of crucial. That's just my thing. And I think Alienated by Melissa Landers is a really good contemporary-ish sci-fi YA book. If you're looking for something that's cute and also kind of impactful at the same time.
That's one thing we're kind of lacking, is any sort of contemporary idea of just an alien show. Like, is there a show about aliens on Earth?
Probably somewhere.
I mean, probably. No idea. But is it popular? Probably not.
But like in Alienated, there's just like this alien came from his planet as like a foreign exchange student.
Yeah.
And so he's just living here on Earth with the host family for a little bit to just like get a feel and try and mingle with everybody. It's really cool. I really like it.
Yeah.
And then she eventually will go to live on his planet and learn about his culture. It's really cool. I really like it.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. So I think that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. Before we go, I just want to mention something. We have started a Twitch account for all of our gaming. We stream The Witcher 3. We stream Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I stream Call of Duty. But we have a lot of fun doing it. So we do streams pretty much daily. So check them out. Usually mid-evening. It's usually a good time to check it out. Anywhere between like 5 and 10 Central Time. But yeah, give us a follow over on twitch.tv/insertnerdtopic.
And next week, we're going to come back talking about the Joker, which is a little outdated maybe, but we started deciding we had a lot of stuff to say about it. So
yeah, we do have a lot to say about the Joker, and it's sort of related to our Psych Thrillers episode a couple weeks back. So if you want to get caught up on that first and then come listen to the Joker, I highly recommend it.
Definitely watch Joker for next week. All right, I think we're going to end here.
Yeah, thank you for watching or listening, everybody, and stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.
Insert Nerd Topic Here is hosted by Caroline Vaught and Chris Rogers.
Connect with us on our social media pages. On Twitter at NerdTopicsPod. On Instagram at NerdTopicsPodcast. On Facebook, insert Nerd Topic Here podcast or at Nerd Topic Podcast. Or subscribe on YouTube, insert Nerd Topic Here.
Reach out to us via email at insertnerdtopics@gmail.com. New episodes release every Saturday at noon Central Time. Thanks for listening!